The GOP's proposed alternative to Obamacare includes drastic cuts to Medicaid and changes the way the decades-old program is funded. If the bill passes, it'll have a huge impact not just on people with lower incomes, but also on the more than 10 million Americans living with disabilities. Caroline Modarressy-Tehrani went to Pennsylvania to meet a family whose independence depends on Medicaid.
Hi, Sergey.
It's Sergey Stemler's birthday, and it's shaping up to be a big year. The 28-year-old, who has cerebral palsy and epilepsy, has a brand new job and is house hunting for a place of his own.
One of the main things that's hard for me is, I just gotta make sure everything is pulled up and the shirt's pulled down so I don't look like a ragamuffin when I go to work.
Sergey is already able to live with a degree of independence thanks to Medicaid, which pays for in-home caregivers like Tasia Bobish. Tasia's also a big help for Sergey's mum, DJ, who has skeletal dwarfism and spinal cord injuries and can't physically help out her son.
Mom?
Yes, honey.
Can I get through, please? Thank you.
She's also unable to foot the bill for his extensive medical costs, which add up to $53,000 a year. Medicaid covers Sergey's medication and in-home care. It also covers extra costs like his wheelchair and the access bus that takes him to work.
Happy birthday.
I know.
I remember.
Everything that allows Sergey to live an independent life.
I wanted to check, do you guys have any mail today?
For the past month, Sergey's been working as a receptionist at Class, a non-profit adult learning centre. It's his first paying job, and the part-time gig means he pulls in around $300 a month.
It's very rewarding. For me, personally, I love helping people. And this probably couldn't have happened at a better time.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm getting paid. This is kind of the one thing that I can say I earned it. I can say I did what I needed to do for it.
You utilised a lot of Medicaid services just
Absolutely.
just to have this freedom.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest freedoms for me is them having Medicaid cover access. Because I love my mom and everything, but I also love getting out on the weekends, going places, doing things that I want to do.
But Sergey's life will change drastically if a Republican healthcare bill goes through. The GOP is proposing per capita caps on Medicaid spending, which over time will dramatically reduce the amount of money states have to fund the program. That could lead to things like in-home care services being cut. Nancy Murray, the director of a non-profit advocating for people with disabilities, is helping Sergey find a home of his own.
The kinds of services that Sergey gets are cost prohibitive. You could even be of a upper middle class and couldn't afford those services. If Sergey did not have a Medicaid waiver to receive those services in his home, Sergey would be in an institution. And then there's no independence in an institution.
There you go. There. That's Sergey.
The fear of Sergey returning to an institution is palpable because his mum DJ adopted him from a Russian children's home when he was just 5 years old.
How far back do I need to keep those?
DJ has fought to keep Sergey out of nursing homes. She works full-time at an HIV clinic at the University of Pittsburgh, where her private health insurance covers all of her medical bills. But Sergey is too old to be covered under her plan, and his medical bills are too expensive.
Without Medicaid, Sergey and I would not be able to live independently. I wouldn't be able to work because I'd have to be at home taking care of him. Medicaid has truly been that safety net for us that has allowed us to fill that gap between what other people may not need and what we need to not be in a nursing home.
Do you think that not just the general public, but the politicians crafting these bills have an actual true understanding of how it'll impact people's lives like yourselves?
No, I think they think that people on Medicaid are loafers. And you all have met Sergey, and there's not any bit of him that is lazy. So, he works harder than anybody I know.
if they take away this, they take away our freedom, they take away everything that makes us just as normal as everybody else.